saw that picture of us.
Here we are, Sunday nights with Jean-Luc and Nick. Woohoo!
Happy 2022, everybody. Can you believe it? We're already in a new year. It's so funny that from Christmas, well, New Year's to Christmas is so long, but yet they like butt up right against each other when you think about it, right?
Yeah.
It's that whole mentality of, ooh, the new year, but what's so new about a new year? Why can't it be a continuation? Even though the year changes, we don't need to change much. Let's keep going.
Good
Hello, everybody.
evening.
Happy
We are
Sunday.
here. I'm Nick,
And I'm Jean-Luc.
and you're watching Sundays with Jean-Luc and Nick.
Yay! And we're in Central Perk with friends.
Yeah,
with friends.
We made a name change. We kind of didn't let you know until today because we talked about
Yeah, we talked
last
about it.
year that our show is changing this year. Saturdays,
I'm putting him in the middle so people on TikTok can see him because he was like totally off the
so
camera.
Saturdays is our weigh-in day. We
Yes.
weigh in every Saturday between 11 and noon where we'll talk about what we're doing during the week. But then Sundays is a time for us to have guests with us. So this week we have Casey and Joe joining us from Amherstburg. I'll be more precise. Amherstburg.
Yes.
Near Windsor.
Well, it's actually kind of funny. I want to tell two stories. First story is we met Casey and Joe at the beginning of the pandemic. And virtually, we met them and there was an instant connection. Like we felt like, we knew each other right away. We decided we had a virtual dinner with them. And then they asked us to film a video about, being on WW and being a newbie on WW. What would our tips be? And we threw it right back at them. And they actually filmed a video. And then we counter reacted with another video.
Yeah.
Anyways, lo and behold, this was 2 years ago. Can you believe that, guys?
It's insane. It feels like it was yesterday. I feel like I've been locked down for a long time.
Yeah. So 2 years of being on a journey, a wellness journey. Let's introduce you guys. Who are Casey and Joe and where are you guys from? What's been going on?
Awesome.
Hi. I'm Casey.
I'm Joe. No, she's Joe.
Well, it could work.
Ways.
It works both ways.
Yeah, you're right.
It could be Casey and Joe. Yeah.
Trick people next time. Walk up to people, pretend you're each other.
So I don't know. I feel like I know most of the people here.
Well, there's people watching
There's people who
everywhere,
don't
so they don't know you. So you guys, you're both from Amherstburg. You recently got married like 4 years ago, right?
It's almost 5 now.
5 now. Well, see, when you told us originally it was
In
3.
April. In April, it'll be 5.
In April?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Wow.
And so I think the first thing I want to talk about is the word of the week. Because our water word still remains for those of you who watch us.
I don't even know what it is.
It's New Year.
New Year.
New year.
Yeah.
Year new. Year or
Anything
new?
that if you hear the word new or the word year
year.
or year new or new year.
We didn't bring our water up to the bedroom.
That's okay. We'll drink for you instead. We'll take the water. Everybody else has to take double drinks now when you say new and year. So let's talk about journeys. I think that's one of the things I want to talk to you guys about today because you guys are former WW members. You guys have changed your path. You guys have went a different route. And I kind of want to hear about what came about. Why the switch? What changed for you guys to make it that different direction?
That's actually an easy answer. For me, I stalled. So I was following it. Everything was going really good. On WW, I was able to lose around 36 pounds and then just plateaued. Couldn't lose anymore, was still eating right, still following everything, measuring, doing everything I was supposed to do, exercising. And then I thought, there's something more wrong. Like this doesn't make sense to me. And so I kind of, when you get ticked off, I just kind of got ticked and I was like, screw it. Doesn't matter whether I weigh something or don't weigh something, I'm not losing. So I decided to just give it a break. I even took my watch off because I felt like I was like glued to it. Like it owned me. I was constantly looking at my steps, constantly I was obsessed with it.
You got rid of your food obsession or your eating obsession to do a different type of food obsession or a different type of obsession. So you were replacing things. Yeah.
I really was. Like I felt like it was like handcuffs. Like I was like obsessed with constantly looking at my steps and everything. So I took that off. I was like, screw it. it doesn't seem to matter that I'm, trying my hardest and nothing's happening here. There must be something more going on. And I've always said from day one, I am an excellent eater. And the thing that bothered me was
I'm the bad influence.
Actually, I don't think that's true.
So he's the devil on your shoulder.
Joe never had a weight problem until he met me. So I don't think so. I think maybe I'm the bad one. But,
maybe you're both together influencing each other. I think we have the same problem sometimes.
I honestly think that a lot of times people think, oh, you're in a couple, you're doing it together, it's so much easier. Yeah. But that actually sometimes is what prevents you from moving forward sometimes, right? Because one might be in one mindset and one might not be in the same mindset.
It took us 10 years, right? 10 years.
Lately, we've gone to a naturopath.
Yeah.
And according to the naturopath, basically we have to do completely different things.
Everything is opposite. So we've been doing everything the same. And come to find out, I'm pretty much wrong in every department. And so what I say is he gets kick out of this. Yeah. So the whole journey, I've been like, no, he wanted to get on protein shakes. And I said, no, you are not drinking your calories. We're going to eat our calories. And then he's like, what was the other stuff that there was a couple things. And I was like, oh my God, this is the opposite of everything that I've been preaching. Yeah. That I've been saying that we shouldn't do. So the first thing she did was put me on protein shakes. I'm like, this goes against everything I've believed in, right? Like, like changing my religion. I was like, oh, I'm drinking my calories. What the hell? But, so anyways, long story short, I decided we hired a naturopath at my work. And I decided I have the coverage for it. So I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to see what she has to say. So I had the appointment first, and Joe had one the exact same day as me. And it was an hour-long assessment. And she just sits there and she says, okay, tell me how you eat. Tell me what you eat in a day. And so she's like, okay. And then she says, I want to know how you exercise. Tell me about your exercise. I'm like, okay. And I couldn't wait to brag about my exercise. I was like, oh, I do this and I do that and I do this. And I was so excited, right? And then at the end of it, she's basically like, no, you can't do any of that stuff. I'm like, what do you mean? And it turns out that because I have hypothyroidism, any type of excessive exercise, any type of like panting, any type of like breaking a sweat, like skyrockets my cortisol levels. And then she says it makes my metabolism not work.
Oh, wow.
So that's why I'm not losing any weight. So she said, I have to look at the inside of my body first before I could change the outside. So she said, and then the next week we did blood work, got my blood work back, and I'm severely iron deficient. I'm like severely to the point where she's sending me back to my doctor to get iron infusions.
Wow.
Like I'm severely iron deficient. And I'm severely deficient in vitamin D, B12, and what was the other? There was another one. But anyways, yeah. So.
And how was mine?
And so. Joe, Joe's
he can't wait for this, can he?
Yeah.
He's waiting for his appointment.
Yeah. So his was perfect. And then here's the other thing. So Joe loves nuts. Okay, like any type of nuts, like
a trail mix.
I love them too. All of them. I love all nuts.
So
she made me stop.
I made him stop. I'm like, no, not allowed to have nuts in the house anymore either. Those are bad for us. Let's get that out. First thing she puts him on is protein shakes, and he has to eat more nuts. I'm like,
because the only thing messed up on my blood work was my good cholesterol was low.
Good cholesterol
because you weren't having enough good fats, probably.
He doesn't have enough.
And the nuts are high in fat, and it's so funny that we're so good fats, and we're so afraid of that. Just like avocado, a good fat, right? Like these things, and it's so funny because we honestly at times prevent ourselves from eating something that's healthy for us. And I'll be honest, because sometimes it's the point thing. It's the idea of too many points, I can't eat that. But really, we should not be looking at what the pointage of the food is if it's good for us as well. There's a balance.
It's a balance.
Right? And I think that's really, really important. But it's funny that the one thing you're like, you can't have nuts. And all of a sudden someone tells you, oh my God, eat as many nuts as you can. Eat them all the time.
Well, I find this very interesting because I think something that you kind of discovered through this is we're always learning.
Yeah.
Right. We always assume we know everything. And we're like, I know this. I know how to do this. I've been told what to do. I'll go do it on my own. And then we find out, we meet someone else that tells us something different. And then we try it out and then things change. Like, we'll be honest, for us, the big shift for us, and we talked about this before, he's changing plates.
It was like killing me.
The main thing that changed for us when we actually started losing weight was we focused more on vegetables and protein.
Yep.
We never ate that stuff that much before. We always applied our points to the foods we already ate. And I think that's something that a lot of people do because it's what you think you're supposed to get. WWE does say you can eat whatever you want. But when some of us have issues losing weight and nothing has happened for a while, maybe there's something else that's doing so. I mean, something else is not allowing you to lose weight, just like you discovered, Casey.
And I think that's so important to know that like as WW is a fantastic program. I'm not ever going to say, I think it's so, we've seen so many success stories out of what WW does for people and what it's done for us. But I think sometimes we need to delve in maybe deeper where, like, I love the fact that you said, okay, there's something else going on because I'm not seeing any results anymore. And you said, I'm going to go through another path to get more information that I'm not able to find out
sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you have to. That's why we tell everybody that comes to our group or to our Sunday show, we aren't an exclusive WW only group. We welcome anyone and everyone who's just trying to be healthy because there's not one cookie cutter formula. For some people, WW will not work. I'm sorry to say, for some people, it just won't because first of all, maybe they don't like tracking. Maybe the point system doesn't work for what they're
talk about me and you here.
Yeah, I think so. Well, we'll talk about it tonight. We'll talk about what we're changing. But I like hearing. So, what have you guys done? Like I guess I just want to know what have you guys done in terms of changes into your regular life? Then, in terms if you guys took on the natural path suggestions, what have you guys changed in other ways?
I've added more protein through the protein shakes.
But there's a reason for the protein, which I found out. So the more protein you eat, you lessen your chances of diabetes because protein will basically, for lack of medical terms, eat up the carbohydrates. So somehow they regulate the carbohydrate intake in your body. So the more protein you eat, the less likely also that you are to crave carbohydrates. So because you're full and you don't crave those snacks. So the one big notice that I saw in Joe was Joe's a big snacker at night. He likes to save his points and have snacks at nighttime. Well, ever since we started the protein shakes, he hardly eats before bed anymore.
I eat dinner and I'm done. I don't eat again until morning.
So when do you have your protein shakes? If you don't mean, is it like a breakfast or a lunch or is it?
We're different. Yeah. She put us on different schedules.
For me, as soon as I wake up in the morning, I have a protein shake and I go to work.
But he's supposed to have breakfast with it.
And that's what I wanted to ask. It's not a meal replacement is what they're saying. No. Okay. And I think that's
adding protein to our life.
And I think that's important to emphasize because a lot of people think, oh, protein shake, I don't need to eat. That replaces my meal.
It's only 100 calories. The first thing she said to me was, you don't eat enough. As soon as I explained my day and what I eat, she goes, you are not getting enough calories, but that is not why we're here today. She goes, I don't even want you counting calories. She goes, you should be up between 1,800 and 2,000 calories a day. I almost fell off my chair. I was like, like, to me,
but I believe that. I believe that, Casey, because we didn't start losing weight till we started eating more protein and vegetables. When we started bulking our meals, tons of vegetables. Like you guys saw a picture of our dinner tonight. I basically had a half a plate of green beans, broccoli, and corn.
And there was only a half a cup of quinoa, which has protein in it.
So like my dinner was literally protein and vegetables. And we eat a lot, but because we eat a lot of these foods, that's what worked for us. And I love that the naturopath is looking at each of you individually and figuring out what works for each of you.
Our prescriptions are completely different. Completely different.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then, so for me, my protein shake is I have to eat breakfast. Oh, another thing too is I had started intermittent fasting. And she said, absolutely not. No intermittent fasting for you. Again, any type of added stress on my body, which fasting equals stress. She said, I will have, like, my cortisol will shoot up again, and then again, null and void my metabolism. I'm like, oh my God. So again, when I went to her, I just found out I was doing everything wrong.
What's funny though, Casey, and I
would reframe that though. I don't think you were doing everything wrong. You just didn't know what you were doing. That's not doing everything wrong.
Which is why I'm so happy I went to a professional. Like,
definitely.
To explain the why to me. Like, you can't do this because of this.
And I love that you guys have been able to use different avenues, because I would hate for what I would have heard from you both as saying WW isn't working, I'm just throwing in the towel and I'm not doing anything to try anything else. No, and that's what I think. I think that's the key thing I want to like emphasize with you. It's a new year. Drink your water, people.
New and year. So that's 2 words. And I said it as well. So
it's New Year's, right?
And I definitely did learn healthier eating habits through WW.
Yeah.
Like it did clean up my eating habits. Like if I wasn't on WW, I'd probably weigh 300 pounds by now.
You think so?
Oh yeah. Definitely here.
I
definitely here. We would be 100%. 100%. We would have been over 300 by now. I was teetering on the edge, so I was almost there.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
I'm all about the health though. Like, we're so happily in love, and I always say to him, like,
us too.
I said to him all the time, like, I just want to be healthy so that we can enjoy retirement.
Yeah.
I want to be able to live for as long as we can together. And, you know, my daughter's in nursing, and every single solitary disease out there, I'll say to her, well, how do I prevent that? How do I prevent that?
Lose weight.
She'll come home and say, hey, Mom, listen to this disease. And she'll tell me all about it. And I say, okay, well, what do I do to prevent that? And she'll say, diet and exercise.
Yep.
Like, it's literally every freaking disease.
Yeah.
And I honestly want to make this statement. Diet does not mean having to lose weight.
No,
and I think
diet just means
what you consume. I want to really emphasize that, because so many people think, oh, I'm on a diet. That means I'm on a journey to lose weight.
Right.
Those are 2 totally different things.
Well, we're perfect. We're another example. Like, I love Casey's example of her saying that, you know, she's been doing WW. She stopped that for a while, and you were stagnant. You were plateaued. The bad word, plateau.
Yeah.
And
you used our bad word.
And you were stuck there for a while, and then you realized you need to do something else. We have the same problem. If you think about it, everybody in this room right now, every one of us, some of us have been WW members for years. Some of us have been trying for years, and some of us don't discover our secret sauce or what works for us until after a few years in. It took us 6 years to figure out ours. Mm-hmm. And you know what I mean? Now that you know what you know, if you were to go back to WW, you could probably incorporate what you've learned from the natural path into what you're doing with WW and combine it together to create yourself an even better plan for you all. Because what Joe just said, I would not be eating as healthy as I was if it wasn't for WW,
who taught me certain steps along the way. It's like a staircase. You don't go from one step to the 20th step. You have to take each step one step at a time in order to make sure you're getting up the staircase safely. Because when you try to go 3 steps at a time, you're more likely to fall and hurt yourself than you are if you take it nice and slow.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and that's another thing too, I said to Joe, because at the beginning, Joe was dropping weight. Like, the weight just fell off. And I said to him, I'm like, listen, the faster you lose it, the quicker you gain it. Slow down. And I used to get so frustrated with him at the beginning but again, this was literally his first rodeo.
Yeah. And what's funny?
I've been on this rodeo
forever.
a bajillion times. Yeah. It was his first, so he didn't know better. Right.
You know, it's funny, Casey, as we touched upon that when we met with you guys at the restaurant in Windsor when we were visiting, we had told Joe, it's like, we saw you go fast. And that's what happens when you develop yourself a routine that's very hardcore and that's not sustainable forever. When you hit that wall and you don't want to continue, that weight comes back right up like crazy.
It was overnight for him. Overnight.
And that's why like we tell people, find stuff you enjoy for longevity.
Well,
right?
I do want to ask something, because it was overnight for him, but did you enjoy your summer at the trailer?
Oh my God. That was the best amount of money we ever spent.
Exactly. So there was a part of your journey where you went, do we continue on this journey? Right?
Yeah.
But you guys, purchased a trailer, started being with your friends on the weekends at the trailer. You were doing a lot of work there, and that takes up a lot of time as well, right? So trying to find that routine and that balance out of doing something new, making healthy choices, it does get overcome. It gets overwhelming at times.
We told Rosie and Kim before everybody joined today, December for Jean-Luc and Nick was literally a free-for-all.
Oh, definitely.
We won't sugarcoat it. We ate I told them at least 20 to 30
We were in Mexico for 4 days. Yeah. We went to my mom's and had a lot of food. Nick got sick. And then we kind of, you know what? I'm I really think it's important that people realize that when you do go in those moments of neutral, let's say, those neutral moments where
you're not really doing anything.
You're not doing anything, and you're just being who you used to be in a sense, right? Because that's how we felt. We felt like we were back to who we
I know I can easily slip back into those 2017 diet eating ways because I did it for a month.
Yeah. We did it for a month, and it was so easy to revert back to that. Although, what we missed out of everything? We missed how we felt prior to December. Mm-hmm. After eating all the things we've eaten and all the foods we indulged in and not doing barely any activity, we noticed how our gut rot came back.
Heartburn.
Our heartburn came back. I ate Tums almost every other weekend. I was on Tums just because I couldn't take it anymore. But
we kept eating.
Yeah, we didn't stop eating and drinking.
It didn't stop us. But then today, we actually had a revelation to how good we feel today.
After 2 days.
We're like all energetic right now. It's because literally it's been 2 days of healthy eating and activity again. We feel amazing right now. Like we feel like, oh, I can run a marathon. Let's go.
Yeah. I would not try that because I'd probably hurt myself. But it's actually very, very funny how all of these little things always come back. Mm-hmm. But now that we've created this cycle for us and we know what to expect and we now know what to do. And I think now, Casey and Joe, you guys know what you're doing now. You know what you're doing and you're doing it for a reason. And that's what's so beautiful. And I love that you guys, again, like Nick said, did not say, I'm throwing in the towel because WW is not working for me anymore.
Right. Yeah. No, we just got to find the right way. That's all.
Yeah.
And there's no, I think the thing that people think that there's no right way.
No.
Yeah.
There's literally
a way for ourselves.
Yeah.
Every one of us, like if you look about it, we go to school, we all learn differently. We all apply different skills different ways, paint differently, write differently, right-handed, left-handed. So why do we think that one thing will fit all? Right. It won't. One thing will give you the guidance of what you should do, but it's your choice. And actually not your choice. It's what you have to do yourself. Figure out, okay, what really works for me with this?
I have a prime example that today of this week. Nick and I have been, as you all know, we're becoming
life
coaches and wellness coaches. Yeah. And in one of we've been actually practicing with some other of our cohorts. Like we have to meet up and practice coaching each other
students,
which is very, very fun and but interesting. And I was being coached by someone and we were talking about certain things. And you guys all know how Nick is a list maker. It needs to be linear, very linear. I'm a creative person. When it comes to lines and line things, my brain doesn't function that way. So I've now decided out of a revelation during this coaching, I went, I could create lists, but mine can't be a linear list. I need to brainstorm instead. And I've been creating myself brainstorm lists. And they're not lists. It's a circle with just a bunch of words everywhere. But I felt like I've been able to accomplish things that I never did before. He still needs his list. But if it's in this circular pattern for me, I visually can see what I need to get done first. But if you put it on a line, I'm jumping from line to line. And it's almost, and I don't want to use dyslexia but it's almost that feeling where the words are too cumbersome and there's too many things for me to follow. So think of your journeys in that same aspect where maybe one way is too linear for you while you need a holistic approach to it. And like, I see you guys going to the natural path and getting a different perspective, but still applying the fact that it's a wellness journey. Mm-hmm. And I love that.
And you know what else I love? I love that you guys are doing it together.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people out there don't have the support of their partners or their family, or they don't have anybody to help them out. But you guys are really there for each other no matter what. We've seen it. We saw it when we saw you guys in Windsor. Yeah. And so and I love that, because I think if anybody out there who's doing this alone, find yourself accountability buddies. Find yourself someone you can talk to. Doesn't he need that person to help you all the time? Just someone you can vent to sometimes. I vent to him, so it's easy. I have someone to vent to.
Yeah.
But some people out there don't have that luxury. So I love that you guys do that together.
And sometimes venting to the person that's with you all the time is not the person you need to vent with. Like, you have to actually understand that too.
Who are you even venting with?
It has nothing to do with anything. Everybody. No. Oh my God.
My mom?
If everybody could talk. No, but I'm saying that too. Like, sometimes, you know, if you have someone in your life and you're like, you know what, I don't want to add that burden to them. You know, sometimes you need to find other resources or other ways to be able to understand what you're going through and talk about it, because that really does help.
So I do want to ask you guys a question. So it is the new year. Have you guys created any new habits for January 1st? Are there things that you guys said, oh, I'm changing this, we're not going to do this anymore? Because we have ours. I want to hear what you guys are doing first, though.
For me, well, my naturopath put me on gluten-free and dairy-free. She said that she believes that the gluten and the dairy is causing inflammation, but the gluten is impacting the way that my body's absorbing my vitamins. So she wants to just eliminate them for 4 weeks. So I've set myself up for gluten-free and dairy-free for the next 4 weeks, but I had already started that journey. Awesome. But then Christmas hit, and I had said, I'm having fun at Christmas. I don't care. Yeah. And so January 1st, I was going to start, but I'm going to start tomorrow. And then, but yeah, we went grocery shopping today. We got everything set up. I meal prepped for the next 3 days. Like, we're good to go. We're on the right path. So for me, it's just following the naturopath's orders and doing a full 4 weeks of no dairy, no gluten.
That's awesome.
And basically what that does, and I've heard a lot of people who do that, it's not like you have a gluten resistance or anything like that, or a dairy resistance. I'm going to eliminate foods for 4 weeks and then reintroduce them one at a time to see how those foods react to my body after I reintroduce them.
Yeah, her name's Dr. Aberna. She said that to me. She said, this doesn't mean that you could never have it again. I just want to eliminate it and see how you feel. And then after that 4 weeks, we'll reintroduce a little bit at a time and see what it does to your body.
What works and what doesn't.
Yep. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. And that's kind of, so Jean-Luc and I so everybody knows, you know, Jean-Luc and Nick, 80-20 rule. It's been kind of 50-50 for the last few months.
Yeah, no, it's been 80-20 but 80 whatever we want, 20
healthy.
It's been totally opposite.
And we'll be honest, we got tired.
Yeah.
We'll be honest. It's been 3 years.
I prefer the word fatigue.
Fatigued.
We were very fatigued.
We were fatigued.
You're living your whole year 80-20. So this is the 20 part of your year.
Yeah, exactly. It's the 20 part of our year. But that's true. That's true. And what's funny, Joe, is that we've come to the conclusion that we like doing this the way we're doing it.
Yeah.
We like being strict with ourselves beginning of the year. We like being a little more lenient in the summer.
Regimented in the beginning of the year. I hate the word strict because
I like strict.
Yeah. Regimented, but you know what? Everybody uses
rule
the words they
abiding.
need to. Yeah,
rule
exactly.
abiding.
We like to follow certain patterns.
And I love eating in December. Like, I know I gained a lot of weight from doing it, but you know what? I enjoyed it. I had fun. I did not have to worry about anything throughout the entire last 2 weeks. I just went where I wanted. I did what I wanted to do.
You don't get the Christmas treats in June, July, August. You know, you don't get them in March and April. You get them once a year. So like you said, why are we so hard on ourselves for that specific time of year? Okay. If that's your time of year that you want to maybe relax a little bit, do it. Yeah. I think that's so important. And I think that's really, really important. I love the fact that you did try gluten-free. And I remember you posting at one point that you are doing gluten-free. You posted, oh my God, I thought it was going to be so hard to go to a restaurant, but it was actually easier to go to a restaurant than make it at home.
Well, the reason why I liked it was because I'm a bit of a creature of habit. So when I go to a restaurant, I usually order the same thing. Well, it forced me to have to order something different. And the food was so good. I would have never ordered that
exactly
if I wasn't gluten-free, right? So
I would eat quinoa if it wasn't for WW. So there's another one right there. And I love my quinoa.
Right. And I was so excited. And what I noticed also is a lot of the restaurants now have right next to each thing on the menu, it'll say vegan, which is dairy free. It'll say vegan and it'll say gluten free. So it makes it so much easier to pick what you want off the menu. But like I said, I would have never chosen this meal if I wasn't kind of forced to, right? So I find that I'm enjoying my options a little bit better, and I'm exploring a few extra things that I didn't know were gluten free.
So I have a question for Joe. So Joe, you were a big runner last year. I remember seeing you running everywhere. And is that something you still want to do again? Is that something you still want to get back into?
I do. I enjoy running in the morning the most. And our first year of WW, it was the beginning of COVID. We were still sort of busy at work, but not really busy.
Not really.
And
I was working from home.
I had less responsibilities at work than I do now. So I could go out and run in the morning and then go to work. But now I'm working like 60 hours a week. I have more responsibility, and I'm at work at 7 a.m.
Right.
Like, I'm not getting up at 5 a.m. to go for a run. That's not going to happen.
Right. I get that.
I got to find I haven't picked my happy exercise yet.
It'll come. It'll come. And I'm trying different things.
But
I love that you called it your happy exercise. I love that you did that. So, I think that's important.
Yeah, you have to do what you like or you're not going to stick with it.
Right.
Exactly.
I've also been busier lately at work, like physically busier, less office time.
Oh,
so,
yeah. I yelled at him the other day.
The other day, she got mad at me. She says, "You haven't been doing your exercise like Dr. Aberna said."
I'm going and I'm telling her.
I had like a killer day at work. It was rough. And I'm laying on bed and she's still working. I'm laying down here on the bed and I'm like, "Babe, I'm exhausted." So I still wear my watch, mostly because a lot of times I'm in noisy places, so I can't hear my phone, but I feel my watch. So I checked my watch that day. I burned 5,500 calories that day.
Wow.
And she's like, I said, "Babe, I burned 5,500 calories." "I don't care. You didn't exercise." I said, "I exercised." I said, "I basically did a body for 10 hours straight."
There you go. There you go.
Right through the whole thing.
I love it. I love it.
But you know what's so funny that you said that is like, that's the moments where you're like, oh, do I really want to have this accountability partner in my house with me all the time?
But you do want that person
because the days where you didn't do it are the days that would
appreciate it.
You appreciate it.
I did tell on him. I did tell Doctor, I'm like,
you're one of those.
Joe's not doing his exercises. And I said, but in all fairness, he burned this many calories. She goes, "What? How many calories did he burn?" And she's like, "Oh, he's fine. He's fine." I'm like,
I checked back.
You were the one that was reprimanded after all. Yeah. You snitch.
I didn't even burn that many calories the day I ran a half marathon.
That's crazy.
And that's what's funny. What you said right there, Joe, it just goes to, again, talk about what activity is. We are all assume activity means I need to go to a gym, I need to sweat on a machine, and I need to like work out like crazy.
And it's like not even in small increments. No, it's I need to do an hour and a half nonstop because that's the only way I'm going to lose weight.
But activity means just getting up off our butt. It just means getting up and doing something you don't normally do. If you work every day and you walk every day, that's actual work you're doing every day. So it's not counting as activity because you're doing it the same thing every day. But if after your day of work, you go and at home and you decide to clean your house, that's an activity because you don't do that every day and you're moving around and you're doing something that's keeping you active and moving around. And I think a lot of us believe that being active is just exercise and gym. But if you just do stuff, if you, instead of sitting down on watching TV the entire night, if you walk around and watch your TV, you're being active.
You know what we did yesterday? So we taught our step class yesterday for the first time in a couple of weeks. So we did our step class and I looked at Nick. Nick has his activity ring done. And I'm like, damn it, I still don't have my activity ring today. I still had 300 calories to burn. And I'm like, I'm going for a walk. I'm like, that's the only way I can do it. And then we decide to go outside to take the
Christmas lights.
I'm like, it's effing cold outside. I'm not going for a walk. No way. So we take the Christmas lights down and I'm like,
but what did we do?
We took all the Christmas decorations down from inside, packed them all up, carried the bins all the way to our storage unit,
which is on parking level one.
Then after that, I still wasn't done. Nick and Jean-Luc,
took the stairs up.
We took the stairs up each time, so 7 to 11, about 11 flights of stairs each time. Then I'm like, I'm still not done. How can I finish? And I'm only trying to get 600. That's my all I wanted to do. My minimum of 600 calories, and that puts me in my mind of saying at least I was active today. We went on a bike search in our condo because we parked our bikes in our condo.
Wait, honey.
2 years ago.
Yes, you have to explain the story.
And we don't know where. We can't find them anymore.
2 years ago, when we moved in, my mom, myself, and Jean-Luc had to put the bikes somewhere
because we couldn't have them in our condo.
So we put them on a bike rack, and we haven't gone biking since. And then we were like, let's go look for them. We can't find. We
still can't find our bikes.
First of all, we don't even know what they look like anymore.
Yeah, we're not sure if it's ours or not. We're like, is that our bike?
So tomorrow we're gonna grab the key and
try to unlock the bikes to see if it unlocks.
It's been too long. I don't remember what my bike looks like.
But one thing that we never thought of, which we could possibly do, is our parking garage does not have a lot of traffic in it. So if we ever want to walk, we can walk in our parking garage.
We hate walking outside.
We hate outside.
We don't like it.
Down there, it was cold, but it was no wind blowing in our faces. There was no snow. So really, if you do want to get up and do something, there should never be an excuse in saying, I can't do it. And not saying that you need to do an hour and a half.
They should just join us in step class.
Who's that?
Well, that's
get their activity.
Yeah, even Dr. Aberna she said, I don't expect you to work out an hour or 2 hours. She's like, nothing like that. I just want you to do 30 minutes, 3 to 6 times a week. That's it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, because it, like you were saying earlier, in my head, I thought I had to give it. Like, I got to go. I got to do 45 minutes to an hour. I have to like really push myself, really get my heart rate up. And she said, no, it's not the case. Now, she did say to Joe, go ahead, go for your runs, do whatever. Yeah.
Different bodies, people, different bodies, different diagnosis.
Yeah.
That's the difference too, right?
And that's what I think we were trying to say at the beginning of all this is that we all assume there's one cookie cutter formula. A lot of people ask us, like, what are you eating? What exercise are you doing? It's like, I'm doing this.
I will give,
this might not work for you.
I will give WW kudos for changing the program once again to the My Points Plus, because it is making it
personal points.
I always say it wrong.
That's the old program.
Yeah, I know. Personal points, because I will say this, it does allow people to create their own program. Yeah. There's certain things of it that in my mind, I can't comprehend still, but I still understand that they're always developing and changing things because things change. The world changes.
We want to talk about one of the big change we're doing for us. So we have made a decision. I know controversy, everybody. We are not tracking this
with
January
the app.
I'm not tracking my points. We are literally using what we've learned in terms of the meals that we know are healthy and trying to reduce our snacking.
We know our 0 point foods. We know our proteins. We know this stuff.
We talked about it earlier. We're used to be obsessed with, oh my God, I have 15 points left. It's 10 o'clock. I have to finish my points.
I can eat all my points. 15
and
points.
Oh my God, I can't wait. Now, by removing the points and by just setting ourselves up, and this is literally what we've done. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, 0 point foods.
As close to zero as we possibly can.
As close to zero as we can. On weekdays,
Monday through Friday.
Monday to Friday. At night, weekdays, we are allowed to have popcorn, a sweet snack, either a dessert or a popsicle or something like that, and one more snack like a gummy of our choice. That's it. We are limiting ourselves to that.
We aren't eating after 9 p.m. Monday through Friday, and that would include Sundays as well.
Sundays as well.
Sunday
and
through Friday.
Saturdays are a day that we're going to let ourselves be a little bit more lenient. But again, we're going to try to stick to the meals we know. We're not going to order out. We're not allowed to order takeout for 3 months.
We are allowed to take out. If we do, it has to be Swiss Chalet or Freshie, because we know we can make smart choices with those two options.
And we're not doing this forever.
Nope.
Again, and the reason why, and a lot of people are like, wow, you're not tracking anymore. Well, how are you going to? It's because we've been honest with you guys from the get-go. We don't like tracking. We do not like it.
We struggle with it.
We struggle with it. Our pattern is every year, January, we start tracking. Then midway through March or something, we stop tracking.
But we're still following the program. Like a lot of times we try to go back to tracking.
And then what happens when we do that? We start eating more because we have all these extra points left. Instead of just using what we've already learned and continuing that pattern as much as we can, we try to eat more.
And I say we're not tracking, but that is also incorrect. Because Nick is now tracking on Instagram. He might not be physically tracking, but he's posting everything we eat. And he even said it today. He goes, I'll feel really bad if I have to take a picture of something that
all my meals
should not be, not that I should not be eating, but of something that I feel bad about eating right now. Like, you should never feel bad about eating
If
food.
I order pizza and I have to take a picture and show all of you, I'd feel kind of bad. So I don't think I'll order pizza for the next month, just to show that I can do this. That's kind of my mindset. I'm trying to be accountable to all of you by me sharing my journey. And Jean-Luc, you're doing similar thing on TikTok.
TikTok, exactly. And we will go back to our forever method of saying we can have different types of food. We can go out to eat, but sometimes
you need to refocus.
When you are on a downhill journey, let's say.
Downhill slide.
Although you're sliding down, but the scale is going up, you need to revamp things and rejig things to make it work again.
And we actually sat down, and another thing that we're like, a lot of people are saying, people are noticing we're making changes this year to our lineup. We're not doing the same thing we've been doing in previous years. Our YouTube channel is actually just going to be for lives for the next little while. We've realized that we need to use our social media platforms to help us continue to propel ourselves forward. We started doing our YouTube channel back in the beginning to help us lose weight and keep on track. And it became recently, the last few months, it became more of a job. It became less fun. So by changing it up, by him doing TikTok and me Instagram, we're making this journey fun for us again. And Jana told us this last year.
How do you make your tracking fun? And this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to make tracking fun.
And so, yes, we're not going to have points the same way we used to. We're still eating most of our 0-point foods.
But really, do points really matter? Because what I eat in points, you don't have the same points.
Got to do,
right? Because our points are all different now. Everybody's points are different. So what my meal in a point is won't be able to affect you anyways. Yeah. So just knowing what I'm eating, and then people making the decision as to, wow, I can try including that in my journey.
When we asked Casey and Joe to join us January 2nd, I knew you guys were not doing WW anymore. And there's a reason why we brought you here, because at the time when we met you, we had told you we're not going to be doing the same thing next year. And we've kind of been sharing with a few people that we're trying to change things up, because we've told you guys, find your forever method.
And the forever method can change.
It can change.
The forever method is a mentality.
Yes. It's a mentality. It's how you can see yourself doing this, what you're doing now, 10 years from now. If you're saying what you're doing today and you hate it and you don't think you can do it 10 years from now, change it. Because that means that routine you're doing right now, you do not like, and you won't stick with it long term. But if you're doing something right now that you love and that you can do forever, that's the forever method. We've realized tracking with numbers, it's not forever for us. We hate it. So 10 years from now, if I can find a way not to have to track my food with points, I'd love it. I still want to know what my right foods to eat. I still want my support. I still want my community, but the number tracking itself is not part of our journey right now. Doesn't mean it might not come back. We might try this experiment, find out we gain 20 pounds and it doesn't work. Then we'll come back to, points like we've always done. But we're trying something new, just like you, Casey, and Joe are trying something new. And we're just trying to let everyone know out there, it's okay to try something new. Don't be afraid.
For me, it's about health. It's not about weight anymore.
Exactly.
I love that. That's what it is for us too. Because as much as I'm X number, I think I'm like 30 pounds over goal right now. I don't care.
I weighed in yesterday. Okay. And I said this, I'm above 200 pounds right now. I'm at 206 pounds, but I'm not freaked out about it. I'm not concerned. I'm not worried. I'm not obsessing about that number, because I know I can make choices, and I'm the only one that can make these choices and make myself be accountable to me. Nobody else needs, I need to be accountable to myself before I'm accountable to anybody else.
And does it mean that we're going to lose this weight and possibly gain it back in December next year?
Possibly.
Possibly. And that's okay.
And as we say, that's the way the cookie crumbles, but we're never going to stop learning.
Exactly. And back in the day, a year ago, Jean-Luc and Nick was like, oh no, we'll never do that again. Well, next December, we're going to learn how to do it better. No.
We said that last year and it still didn't work this year.
Like, we said it every year and it never works. So why don't we embrace who we are as people and learn who we are and apply that to our lives? And I love that you, Casey, and Joe are doing the exact same thing. And I'm hoping you guys succeed and find their balance that you want, because this is what it's about. And you said it. You guys want to live a long life together. And I love that you're doing it together to get that long life. So I just think it's powerful to see couples doing this together.
And I want to thank both of you for coming in today and just talking about what you guys are doing, because it's not easy. You know what I mean? It's not easy to be part of a community, like, because the WW community is a huge community. Yeah. And to be able to openly say, I'm not following the program anymore. And hopefully, you know, that you are completely embraced. We don't want anyone on any journey. If you're an intermittent faster, if you are doing Jenny Craig, if you're doing any journey out there and it's working for you, we will never shun you away. We will support you. Yeah. Because no matter what, you are trying to do something that's healthy for you. And that's the important part. It kills
me sometimes when I'm looking at, and I'll say it, groups on Facebook, I see it. People post a recipe and then someone below will attack them saying, you know, I can't believe you're eating this. It's like, why are you attacking someone? They're trying to do their best. Maybe give them suggestions, but why are we attacking others? All of us are different. What works for you might not work for others. And that's our firm belief. That's why anybody in our group, we get this question asked almost once a week. Can I join? I'm not a W member. Yes. Join us. We welcome everyone. We have challenges running. We have so many things happening. We want to help you just be happy and be joyful every day. And it's not even just about us helping you. It's this community helping each other. It's self-run now. Like, we can walk away for 3 days and start all helping each other. I will say this. I love your group as well, Casey and Joe, because I know your group helps each other as well. If you guys are interested, Casey and Joe also have I don't know if I was supposed to say Facebook that. Group. I apologize. Just look for Casey and Joe. I'm like, oh great. Now they're like, oh great, Jean-Luc. No, but I know they have a group as well and it's about talking about your journey. Just the actual being open about it and not being ashamed of what you're doing. Yeah. As soon as you find shame in what you're doing, that's when you maybe need to refocus, look at things differently. So thank you both for joining us. The only thing I can say about like having a Facebook page is I think a lot of people think that, like, without sounding rude, that we can change them. Like, yes. Like we're going to make them lose weight or whatever we post. No. This is all you. Like, you have to want it. And Casey, I'm sending this video clip right now to you 2 years ago when you came up to us and said, what's the best, what's the tricks for a WWE newbie? Because what did we tell you then? What did we tell you? We couldn't give you those tips because it's your own journey. It has to be. Like, I don't have some magic secret or some magic pill or some magic potion. You have to want it. If you don't want it, it's not going to happen. And it goes for anything in life. That goes for smoking. That goes for drinking. That goes for anything. If you don't want it and you don't want to change for yourself for the better, don't go looking to other people to fix it for you, because it's not going to happen. Words like preach. That is the best. Actually, honestly, that is the best way to even end this conversation, because no other advice could be more true than find it within yourself. Yeah. Be willing and wanting. There's a quote out there, and it's, be the change you want to be in the world. And I love that quote. So be the change you want to be in your journey. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you both so much. We loved chatting with you. We'll see you again for sure, because we're going back to some point. So we want to go to the trailer. That's another funny thing. Yeah, she literally works in the building across from my mom's apartment. Like, literally. And we went there during all COVID. And we didn't see them. And your mom is so tiny too. Like, when I saw your mom, I was like, oh, you're so tiny. And then I came out of her. Sorry, Mom. Thank you both so much. Have a great night. And again, thanks for joining. Thank you for Stick behind us if you want to stay. But thanks for having us. You're so welcome. Of course. Like, maybe you'll come back at some point to see how things are going. We'll see. Of course. Awesome. Thank you both again. Have a great night, and we'll come back to when the Zoom ends. And we're going to end the show now. You know what I forgot to mention? This was our first episode of Have You Met Casey and Joe of 2022, because this is it's not technically it's Have You Met's kind of combined in this Sunday show now. Exactly. So we made changes. Thank you both so much. Thank you. Okay, so I can't believe it's 2022. I mean, like, it's insane that we are starting another round, like twist around the world again, like the sun again.
The sun is circulating.
So a few announcements.
Can the sun stay in this side of the earth a little longer though? I prefer summer more often.
Yeah. Can we pause it in June?
Pause it in June
or May? I'm okay with May too. My birthday.
Well, we could do
May over and over again.
Like I said, right? Yeah. Christmas in July.
So a few announcements. The first things first is if anybody is interested in a body step class. So a body step is a low impact step class that we teach on Zoom 8 times a week. I know Scott was asking in chat. If you want information on how to join the class, email us.
Hello at jeanlucandnick.com.
And we'll send you all the details. Classes, it's our baby. We're a little biased. We love our class, but I know there's other people here in chat. So if you love our class and you're watching us anywhere, comment and let them know how much you like it, because we'd love to have you join us. It's like party every day for us when we do class, and we couldn't do it without all of you. This dream was born last year
in
December last year. So it's like literally a year old now that we've been talking about this class, and it exists.
And we can't thank Antoinette enough for believing in us and allowing us to create this with her support.
Yeah, and then next weekend is the Power of 3
retreat. Woohoo!
So we've talked about it last few weeks. You might have seen some lives. It starts next Friday, and we are so excited. We have a huge lineup of events happening the entire weekend. If you have not signed up, you can still sign up to the day of the retreat. So if by next Friday you're like, oh, I want to go ahead and register. We can actually get you all the information at the time. We're up to almost 100 people registered already. So it's going to be a big group. And we have so much stuff planned. You should see the workbook that's been created. Beautiful. It's all fancy and like it looks like professional now.
Well, it is.
It is because we hired a company to do it for us. It's not us doing it anymore. But if you're interested in any information, go to p3experience.com. The cost is $55 plus tax, so $62.15. And that gives you access to everything. If you aren't there next weekend, but you're like, oh, I would love to listen to those conversations, you can still buy the package and watch everything afterwards.
Yes, everything is being recorded. All the conversations will be recorded. None of the intimate conversations, however, will be recorded. We will make sure that only the actual speaking sessions will be recorded. We actually are recording the games night. We're recording the dance party. So you'll be able to experience all of that in the comfort of your own home.
And if you're ready, I'm not going to meet anyone, you will, because all of you will be added to a private Facebook group just for the retreat, so you can all meet each other. And also the Zoom room that day for almost 16 hours, there will be breakout rooms. So as we're talking, you can leave and go talk to Gwen, who's coming, or Leslie, or Carrie, who's coming. You can go in another room and just chat about what's going on in the other room.
And for those of you who've already registered, and if you're looking for the information, the workbook, that will be coming out on Tuesday.
Yes, Tuesday you'll get an email with the ingredients for the recipe, because you're also cooking with Jean-Luc.
You're cooking with me and Kieran.
Yeah, Kieran and Jean-Luc will be actually making your lunch with you on Saturday.
It's going to be very interesting because Key is a chef. I'm nowhere near a chef, but I love to cook. So it'll be really fun for me to cook with someone who's a professional chef. I'm looking forward to it.
So if any of you have any more questions, just send us a message. We love helping people figure it all out. It's very easy to register, and can't wait to see you next week. What other announcements do we have, honey?
Pajama party for sure, because you're in your own home. Be business on top, party on the bottom. It's like a really bad. It's like a
party all over if you take your camera off.
Oh yeah, you can party all over.
You don't have to have your camera on.
You could come to a Sunday night chat with Jean-Luc and Nick in bed.
Yeah,
it's like it's like an egg roll, right? Or a fortune cookie
in bed.
In bed, right?
So next week, July again. I just want it to be July.
He wants it to be July.
January 9th, next week, Leslie Clowder, life coach, is going to join us for our Sunday chat. She was supposed to guest with us last month, but we couldn't get on. We were in Mexico and we couldn't get to our resort on time. So she's joining us next Sunday. Then on January 6th, I would say December now.
Yeah.
This is January 16th.
We have Agnes and Sergio. Woo-woo! They're going to be coming to talk about their journey and what they're doing. We're really excited to talk to them because they are a fantastic.
And on Facebook, San Paradzi. Yes, that's the one. That's the P3 Experience website. That's it right there. And on January 15th, our volume 5 for a body step comes out. So our volume 5 for those who join us in class, January 15th. January 23rd, we don't have a guest yet, but January 29th, we have Maureen Stolt from Virginia Beach joining us, talking about her journey. I saw her before and after pictures, and oh my God.
We've never seen a before picture of Maureen.
I think we have, but
I don't remember, but this was a while ago. So
she'll be here this week and we'll hear all about her journey, how she's doing. And we're going to keep having, so someone's asking, Bill and Hetty, I'm trying to get them on the 23rd. So that's why there's a gap right now, because I've been asking if they can do the 23rd.
But with the holidays,
it's been hard. Yeah. So if I can't get them this month, it'll be next month. Like we have guests every week now. That's how we're trying to do our shows now.
And we are not only looking for people on a weight loss journey, okay? We want people to share their stories. A different story. If you have something you want to share that could be
Nisha and Paul.
Like Nisha and Paul, hint, hint, hint. Yes, because we will definitely have Nisha and Paul on for sure. We are actually even looking at bringing in our real estate agent, who is deaf. And he will be, and he's agreed to come on the show. And we're hoping sometime in February, he'll come and talk about his journey about being a deaf person in a hearing world and being a thriving real estate agent who is doing absolutely amazing.
He sold us our condo.
He sold us our condo and he's just like really, really the struggles of being deaf, but yet still being able to succeed. And that is what these journeys are all about, is finding your own success, right? Exactly. And building your success. Because like Casey said it, you need to want it in order for it to happen.
And you know what? We love sharing when we started our show, it was a lot about sharing about us, and it's now transformed because we believe there's more stories out there. So we feel that people out there need to be shared and sharing the wealth. Like I love, for example, I'll throw out right now, Casey and Joe, Rosie, Kim, all these people who on their own volition, their own choice, decided to publicly share their stories. Not everyone can do this. It's not easy to do. You get judged sometimes. Sometimes you get attacked for sharing your stories, but they decide to be open about it and share it everywhere. Oh my God, Keikos. Anyways, but it's not easy to do. But I want to commend them because, and even our guests that are coming up now, we want to make sure that people understand we're not the only ones that can inspire you. There's so many people out there that you can look up to get your inspiration from. There's so many people out there that are doing things that you wouldn't even think of. And once you open the box and realize what these people are going through, you'll be amazed at how all of us are going through different things in the world that are just amazing.
Exactly. And as Nick said, we don't want it to be about us. So instead, it's enough about us, but what do you guys think about us?
We're on Saturdays now.
What do you think about us? I'm just teasing. Yeah.
So
we love you all.
Love you all. I'm actually going to share our info, and we'll actually read it out today because there's a lot of new people today. So if you want to send us a message, you can email us at hello@jeanlucandnick.com. You can also.
That's not what he was wanting to share there.
Hello@jeanlucandnick.com. That was our faces. And you can also send us a letter. Jean-Luc loves mail. And let us know if you can read it live. P.O. Box 911.
He likes nuts. I like mail.
Kind of works out, eh? Right, ladies and gentlemen?
Sorry, I had to.
So mailbox is P.O. Box 91152, Bayview Village, Willowdale, Ontario, Canada, M2K2Y6.
Oh, that was spelt wrong. I thought it said M-A-L-E, not M-A-I-L. I like both of them. I like both.
And then you can go to our website, jeanlucandnick.com. Our recipe is jeanlucandnick.com/recipes, or follow us on TikTok and Instagram to follow our journeys and to see what we're eating every day. Because I know it's been healthy the last one day. What's going to happen tomorrow? I don't know.
It's Monday. It'll be healthy again.
It'll be healthy. It's next Saturday I'm worried about.
I'm not worried.
But you'll see it. I'll be posting every food I am eating and putting in my mouth. Even the one yesterday, my popsicle, and I finished. I still took a picture of the stick.
And we forgot to mention, we've been weighing with the new scale.
Oh, yeah.
We weighed with our Shape-Up for the first time.
Mel.
Thanks, Mel. We love it. So far, so good.
We've done it twice. We have to weigh in now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're supposed to weigh in already. It was supposed to be at 7:00. Oops.
So thank you, everyone, for joining us. Remember, this journey never ends. Be good on yourself. Be nice to yourself. Stop being so hard on yourself. It's okay to have breaks. It's okay to have days you're not perfect. It's okay to fall off the wagon as long as you pick yourself back up. And that time frame of picking yourself back up can be a day, a month, a second, a year. It doesn't matter. As long as you pick yourself back up, you're doing the best you can for yourself. And as two people who struggle with their weight their entire life, this journey is forever. So make sure you're finding something that you enjoy, something that you love doing, so that when you're looking back 5 years from now, you can be like, wow, I've loved my last 5 years. Not, oh my God, I've hated the last 5 years. I've hated what I've had to do and I want to do it anymore. And that's what I think I want to leave people with today.
Yeah. And I just want to say it's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life. And it's a new year. And those are famous words to live by. And honestly, never give up on yourself.
You're worth
Never give up on yourself.
Each and every one of you is worth it. Keep trying. Don't give up.
You already said those were your last words. My goodness, he never listens to himself. He's like his mom. Talk.
Okay, Jean-Luc, I know you have a pet peeve about that little thing, but my mom and I like to talk. I'm sorry. So thank you so much,
bye, everybody,
for joining us.
Have a great night.
We'll see you next week. Oh, on Saturday, next Saturday. So bye, everybody.
See you on the weekend if you're coming to P3.
Woo-hoo!